You are watching
There's a
Xirtus.
balance to be had for just my mental health when it comes to social media. But the thing, like what I get out of X, like if I sit down and I'm looking at X for a while and I don't experience some cognitive dissonance, I feel like I'm not getting like more of the full experience of what it should be. Because like I ultimately like being challenged. If I get challenged so much that it's just like, or that somebody's just so dense or thick headed that it's just like it's just pointless, then I can get frustrated. I actually don't experience much difficulty with X in that capacity as I do on Facebook, only
Yeah.
because I know the people on Facebook, or they think they know me, and so that can get really frustrating when you're like, seriously, dude, like what the hell? And then I should just call those people and talk to those people is the way I should deal with that. But anyway, no, I like when I come up against something that I actually learn something. Like, because there'll usually be like an argument, and then there's like something in the midst of their argument that they make some point where it's like, oh wow, I didn't actually know that, and then I get to like adjust within that. But like, because how about this, would it just suck if you just knew everything all the time anyway? There would be no development.
Yeah,
Like
trust
I
me,
don't,
it's not very fun.
that's your life, Thomas.
Why are you
I'm
so
sorry.
paranoid?
That's
Blessing and a curse.
You're right. Yeah, blessing and cursed. Always know it all already. But yeah, no, I don't know.
The X algorithm is bizarre though. Like I find that they seem to have it on like an hourly cycle where suddenly they'll just slam your feed with just one thing.
So I customize mine, and I don't mean that just by like trying to make a safe space. What it is that when there's like certain things, I'm like, what's the relevance of this? I literally like, show me less of this post. Why? Because it's not relevant to me. So the fighting stuff, it'll just be like fight videos or accidents or just whatever crap that just feels like something that isn't news to me. Like I don't care. Like other than the, oh my god, look, like I don't. I try and it works. I have to do it a bunch of times, but like I do it say 10 different ones, and then I can see my feed adjust itself accordingly. Like
It would be so
something.
nice on X in particular if you could go to Grok and just have a conversation with the AI and tell it what you want your algorithm to be. Like, here's how to refine it. Here's the things that I want. Obviously, that's in my opinion, that's one of the biggest lies of this entire technological revolution, is that the promise is that if you give all of your preferences to the computer, then the computer will curate this wonder world for you. And the truth is that they just harness that stuff and then to decide, will you buy Q-tips or Nike shoes? If I show you one of these two ads right now, has absolutely nothing to do with your preferences, and I don't think it ever will, because if you're content with the content you're getting, then you won't feel empty. You won't feel like you need a new pair of shoes or you need to jam a Q-tip in your ear, because everything else is sort of like falling into place.
Sure.
So why
Right
is
now, I'm
it
getting
that
worried that, like, you know how it's like you have a conversation with your friend about like ribs, and then in your feed you get like these barbecued ribs videos,
totally?
Right.
Yeah.
So what if it's listening to me on a day-to-day basis, and what if because I'm being an asshole, it's showing me like these fight videos?
I mean,
very possible, actually.
I see ads from Home Depot to buy sinks. So I mean, it could be.
There you go.
What do you think the deal is with the? I just want to do Tron for a second because we brought it up so much. Like, so Tron the Baptist. What's the deal with the water, with the baptism? What are they trying to say with Tron the Baptist? And then the other thing, when he gets sucked into the portal thing, why does it start with his hand, with his pinky like that, and end with his phallus being scanned? Right. It starts with his
joystick is being taken.
Right.
Being replaced.
Is this like a Kabbalistic, metaphor? Is there some sort of a reason?
It could be because Yesod and Malkut at the base, because the legs actually would be Netzach and Hod. So yeah, that makes sense.
Could this not be Mormonism, and this is just a handshake through the veil?
Seems it's but Mormonism is Judaism, just with like extra steps or something. So I mean, what do you think with the pinky though? Is there a reason why it starts with his left hand like that? Or his right hand?
Noah, what's the planetary correspondence to the pinky? I know that like peace symbol, you got Jupiter and Saturn. Venus? I forget.
Yeah, I honestly I don't remember
Mars?
the individual hands, but in general, the hands are Mercury. As a whole, they're Mercury. Like this whole thing is Mercury. Your arms. And
okay, but where's the? Just look at palmistry planetary.
Yeah, I don't.
Palmistry might be the key. There we go. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. So what do we got?
Mercury.
Oh, it is Mercury. Is the pinky?
It had to be. That's nuts. Okay, so the messenger,
Little
right?
guy.
And that's the first.
Why doesn't it show the moon for the thumb? I could have sworn traditionally the moon corresponds to the thumb, but whatever.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
There are a lot
Pretty
of
weird.
different systems though. Like they don't all agree.
Right, but the palmistry, traditional, like there is a traditional palmistry set of the planetary associations for the hand, like, and
Right.
those had been consistent in medieval times.
Okay.
But yeah.
But even within that, I mean, there's a Vedic tradition and there's all these different branches, right? Like they
Sure.
shift. I mean,
Yeah, I don't. I am a kind of a backwards occultist in certain ways. Like a lot of occultists take the most recent thing to be the authority, whereas I take the most ancient.
sure.
You know, and just my own, prerogative. But whatever.
Yeah,
But any
definitely.
thoughts? Also, any thoughts about like the water thing, like because it's a huge
Yeah.
part.
Well, so I also watched Tron pretty recently too.
Nice work.
And I've been learning tarot. Like I didn't grow up using tarot. I've been like studying tarot really deeply. So I'll like lay out when I'm watching a movie. I'll like lay out all the cards of like one suit that aligns with that movie. So you lay out the wand cards and you sort of follow along, all the different correspondences and stuff. And so this winds up being the Four of Wands, basically, where they're having like a celebration, So this is like after the first battle, they have this moment of rest in a movie, and it's generally that way, right? If you're looking at the end of the first act, if you look at the decans,
Wouldn't it be the cups with the water? I don't know. Why not?
Oh
They don't-
well, I mean, if it's an action movie, you're looking at wands. If it's like
And
if
they
it's
don't
a
have
love
they don't have
movie, you're
cups
looking
to
at cups.
use. They have to use their hands to do
Yeah.
the thing, right? So
Right. Well, certain movies, I've discussed this before, but certain movies will actually use the 22 Arcana in their plot structure.
Oh yeah,
Examples of that are Groundhog Day and Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
nice.
But Tron, Metatron, isn't that obvious? Isn't that why it's Tron? Is that that which
it's
would
super-
correspond to Da'at in the Kabbalistic tree?
because it's
So this is
meta.
the third Tron that we're thinking about right now. The Aries one or Aries one. It's the
That's
third
coming
one.
out, yeah.
all of them, but the first Tron is the one that I remember seeing this as a kid.
Yeah,
and
but
very
what about the
clearly
sequel?
The second
Tron-
one, yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
the gimmick?
that he's using I Ching.
No,
Which
remember
gimmick?
the gimmick of the second Tron?
What
What's
was
the
it?
gimmick?
Yeah, what-
Can you not remember the gimmick?
I
I
can
don't
think
know.
of like a
Oh,
dozen
please,
things
Hotshot.
that were gimmick about that movie.
There was a very
Daft Punk.
tactile gimmick.
What was it? Tell us.
Come on, you don't remember? Did you
I
see
remember
that?
I saw it on Cyanescence with 3D glasses in the Castro, but I don't know how much of it I retained. What do you got?
I retained
Well,
it all. Andy
You
Dick was
go
sitting
into the
next to me.
movie and you
Was
don't
he?
put on the glasses. And then
Oh,
it tells
3D?
you when to put on the glasses.
Oh.
I thought I wore glasses through the whole freaking movie. With maybe I
They
wasn't
told me
supposed
not to wear the glasses at first because they had some Tron laser show at the. I saw it in the Goring.
No,
in Hollywood.
Wizard of Oz is into 3D.
Okay.
You don't
Huh.
remember that shit?
Dude, I was.
I don't
high.
remember Wizard of
I
Oz
looked at it
having
once
anything to do
in
with
theater.
Tron Legacy. When is
Well,
Wizard of Oz?
I
about
also
Tron
remember
Legacy?
that I had written Mark Leclerc about this.
Oh yeah, he doesn't put on the glasses until you get into the Tron world.
He said,
Yeah.
okay.
You're right. In the regular world, you have regular scenes, and it doesn't happen until you get into the Tron world. That's true.
Okay. Yeah, but wasn't that God? I mean, you're saying like the Emerald City that you had to put on the glasses to see the Emerald City. Is that the correspondence
yeah,
to Wizard of
that
Oz?
was the thing.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare, had that like the 3D glasses was just towards the end of the movie. They like go into this other realm or whatever, the dream realm. It's like put on the glasses now, and I remember like how exciting that was, like when it came out.
I was
I
in
wish
a
I-
real deep sinkhole because I had been talking with Leclerc about syncing metal with Inception. And if you remember at the end of Inception, Cillian Murphy is in that Tron chamber with Hitler and he gets the pinwheel.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that scene at the end of
Yeah.
Inception?
Totally.
Anyways, I go to myself, when Tron is released, I go, Cillian Murphy's got to be in Tron. He's got to make an appearance, right? He's not listed anywhere in the credits, but he's in the movie for like 10 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, man.
Oh yeah, he totally is because he's the guy who runs the corporation at the beginning. He's the CEO basically, or the tech guru who's made the OS 9 or something like that. And Flynn OS 9, which son of Flynn open sources to the public. which is the explanation for how he got Linux or something, like the military industrial secrets that they've had for decades. And he's in the Richard Gere character, I think it is, right? He's like, what's the difference? Like, now we put a 9 on the box. So it's the same thing we've had for decades, is like the point. Nothing's changed for 20 years. We've just been rehashing this for the public. And all of a sudden, it's just free for everyone. It's like, well, say it was part of the plan. You know, what do we do about it? Nothing. Say it was part of the plan. That's all we can do with this part. And that's yeah, straight up Cillian Murphy.